Miss Sum, are you there?
I
Big
think,
Apple. Okay, go ahead, Miss Drew.
I mean, I think you're right, but I feel like I said, it still goes back to arrogance, lack of self, lack of acting like you don't know what it really is out here. Because I feel like, basically, to be honest, to me, it seems like he got played. And I'm not sure she played him or they were playing each other, but she's smart enough to know that she wanted that cash. And to me, she waited just the right time to hit him with this. And to me, he should have saw it coming because she had too many tapes. She was getting her receipts together. So it's clear that you put a little bit too much trust in her. And it is what it is.
That's true. You're placing your trust in things that you really don't know because do you really know those people?
True. True. Carmen has a comment here.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
uh,
Carmen.
what is behind it? Back in the days, I used to date this dude who told me he had
Carmen, you
you
still
couldn't
there?
be at his house when the sun came up, so they had. Yeah, I'm here. Can you, Andrew?
We lost you for a second.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you
Oh,
now.
Turn off.
okay.
Start over.
What if there was an agreement already on the table before all of this started and it just went left? Because I know back in the day, yeah, I was wild or
Breach
whatever.
of contract. That's a
Right.
breach of contract. And if that happened, it would have been ironclad that there wouldn't have been nothing to go to court. And because right there, she couldn't sue, period, if there was an agreement.
But that's only if it's in writing. If
That's
it's
just
just a
necessarily
verbal
true.
agreement,
Verbal agreement, that doesn't hold up in court.
that's what I'm saying. So they could have
Verbal
had that
agreements don't
verbal
really hold up
agreement
in court
and
unless y'all both agree that that's what you said.
Now, she can, for her case, she could say, yeah.
No, I didn't say that. And he'll say, yes, I did. So that's why verbal agreement. Now, if they are both agreed that that's what they said, then yeah, then that's held up in court. But other than that, but DJ Dabbs said that that's not necessarily true of what I stated about the contracts, the breach of contract. And I guess there's some clauses where there's a workaround those contracts, but a contract is a contract. You're supposed to follow it unless someone breaches it.
all right. But yeah, I don't know the whole true story behind whatever. But at the end of the day, somebody, well, I think they both got what the hell they wanted. So now,
I think, like I said earlier, I think that um, what's possibly happened is her feelings got caught up. She probably started out as, okay, I'm gonna get this bag, I'm gonna get this bag, but then when it seemed like she was exclusive with him, even though in his mind they weren't, in her mind, she started thinking that he's exclusive because he's spending all his time with me. He's always coming over. We're doing all this crazy stuff. Her feelings was getting stronger and stronger. But then when she realized, wait a minute, hold up, he's pulling back on me. Then she said, okay, let me start collecting my receipts. And if he's gonna, like I said, a woman scorn is not a good thing. It's not a good thing because we can really tear some stuff up when we scorn, and we may even destroy ourselves in the process. But we still don't care because we scorn. And I just think that, like a lot of the people were saying, that she calculated her situation. She said, okay, now it's time to start pulling out receipts and start getting my bag again. She started with a bag, stopped a little bit. Now she went back to her bag, but now she's going to her bag through a legal situation. And we just got to sit back and see if we care to sit back and watch everything unfold.
That's a actually that's
Because
a
so is his,
oh yes,
hers, and then the truth.
and that's a valid point. I can definitely understand. I can definitely understand you people thinking that way. But like I said, it goes back to him. No matter what she did what she did. It all goes back to him that he did not protect himself.
right.
That's the big issue.
That's the big issue. He didn't protect, and like you said, for him to be a celebrity and seeing all the stuff that's been going on, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, it's a lot of those are just the main one. Donnie Two Dolls.
And also you got to think about,
goes back to, you have to protect yourself at the end of the day, because when you got all that money and you're out there in the limelight and everybody sees you, like you stated before, even though you think you're not a role model, when you're constantly being seen on the media, on the TV, and in the sports and whatever the situation, and you're out there, you become a role model, whether you want to or not. Like you stated, you become a role model. Now, for us smaller people, we become role models for our co-workers, our church members, our friends, our family.
our
We become role
children.
models for them, our children, right? But for when you are out there and you're being seen throughout the world, not just the United States, but the world, you become a role model because what you're doing, they're watching. And that most likely they want to follow you because they see that you're getting all this money, all this influence, and I'm watching you. So you become a role model. So he needed to protect himself from day one. If you feel that you got to be all exotic about your sexual life, you need to make sure your sexual life stays private.
Agreed.
At all times.
I agree, 𝗟𝗶𝗃. Let's give 𝗟𝗶𝗃 another hand. She got her a permanent job, and she's just knocking them down. Let me go back to Big Al. Big Al, you off the phone yet?
Yeah, I apologize. That was my son calling in, and I forgot to go mute.
That's all right. That's all right. You were, since we've known each other for years, and you had pretty big position in the military, and when you worked as a civilian on Fort Eisenhower, how did you carry yourself, and what did you think of? How did you handle your discretionary situations?
I tell you, money can be very addictive, power, and influence. If you are not mature enough to handle it, will make you do some stupid things. And in my military career as a battalion commander, I commanded the largest signal battalion in the Army with 1,800 soldiers. About 800 were females. And that was a struggle every day, because when you have beautiful women coming to you, well, Colonel Morrison, I love you. I want to do this for you. I want to do that. I mean, I could have gotten away with it, but there was a part of me that says, I can't let these soldiers down who are putting that trust and confidence in me. I have a number of Black officers that I'm mentoring, and it was a real struggle to be able to stay on that straight and narrow, especially when you have all these things coming at you, and gifts. I mean, you name it, things were coming. Same thing as a civilian at Eisenhower, it's the same thing. You'd be amazed at how many women came in my office. And if y'all remember Sharon Stone in that movie where she came in, didn't have any underwear. I mean, there were people who came in my office, no underwear, looking for jobs. So it was a real struggle to maintain integrity and to try to stay on that straight and narrow when there's something in your head. Say, well, go ahead and get it, Big Al. You can get away with it because of your position, because of this. So it's really, really hard. And if you don't have a solid spiritual and moral compass to guide you, you could very easily fall into that trap. I can do whatever I'm big and bad enough to do, and you'll do some stupid things that'll come back and haunt you.
It always does. On the behalf of myself, DFG, 𝗟𝗶𝗃, Apple, and Bean, we want to thank you for watching our show. Please come back, like, share, and subscribe. Peace.